Tim, welcome to Watch One, and thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Girard-Perregaux Ferrari F2003-GA World Time Chronograph, 43 millimeters in brushed and polished stainless steel. This one of 249 limited edition can be seen and purchased on our website, watchyouwant.com. And if you like these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. Now you can see on my wrist 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference. The F2003-GA, like all of the modern WW.TC Chronograph references, wears large. It has broad, flanking lugs that actually do a great job of helping the watch to wear better on a smaller wrist. The impression is definitely of a full-size, even oversized modern sports timepiece, but in terms of ergonomics, Girard-Perregaux pulls a clever trick by creating lugs that flare down more than they flare outwards. So that's the key. Horizontally, they're very short. If you were to stretch them out so that they were straight, they would be massive. But you get that form, the function, and the definition of the large lug with the ergonomic balance of a short lug. Clever styling trick right there. Girard-Perregaux, of course, building their own cases, can be the master of their own ergonomics. Now, the other nice thing about this watch is it features a beautiful conforming vulcanized natural rubber strap. Superb in two ways. First of all, because it nicely conforms to the case, leaves a minimal gap, and it's very appropriate to the sporting subject matter. Comfortable on the wrist too. Ergonomics are not given short shrift. You can see there's a chevron relief pattern on the bottom that's useful for evacuating heat, moisture, and grit from your wrist on a hot day, but it's also useful for imparting a degree of flexibility to the strap itself, and with the chevron pattern, allowing optimal purchase on the skin so that the watch doesn't shift. Now you can see elements of adjustability are built into the double deployant clasp. Now this is a superb piece. Twin trigger activated, double deployant, beautifully finished inside and out. This watch has outstanding ergonomics, fit, finish in every aspect. Girard-Perregaux, a true manufacturer, doesn't just conduct all of the design. They don't just conduct all of the watchmaking, the movement construction, but also the case and the clasp fabrication. So you get a watch that wears and looks all of a piece. A remarkably integrated manufacturer, despite their size, only churning out between 15,000 and 20,000 watches a year. They have incredible competency in-house, almost like a little Jaeger-LeCoultre. Now the bottom line is that this example, part of the 2004 to 1994 Girard-Perregaux Ferrari series, represents something of a high watermark, because at this point, Michael Schumacher was in the sweet spot. He was winning championship after championship, and while 2004 would mark the end of the line for both Michael Schumacher's run of championships, that being his last, as well as the Girard-Perregaux Ferrari partnership, 2003 saw a special combination of watchmaking virtuosity, heartwarming tribute, and Ferrari's success on the track. Now, the watchmaking virtuosity is self-evident, and fans of Ferrari know what Michael Schumacher was about on the track, but it's the F2003-GA nomenclature that deserves a little bit of explanation, given that it is the formal name of the watch. Now, Gianni Agnelli, who was a giant of Italian industry, really more than an executive figure, he was also something of a pop culture and almost aspirational figure in Italy. It's hard to come up with an exact equivalent other than maybe to say in Italy in the 60s and 70s, he was something like Steve Jobs. He was a hitman, so to speak, from the marketing and engineering perspective. He made Fiat what it is today, and his guidance of the Ferrari brand, his stewardship of the brand, appointing Luca Cordero de Montezemolo as the modern chief of Ferrari, his orchestration of the revival of the Scuderia, the racing team, and its success with Michael Schumacher, that was really his core modern legacy, his last great work. And so it's commemorated in this Girard-Perregaux for Ferrari, named after the Ferrari race car of the same year, itself a tribute to the late Gianni Agnelli. Now, the bottom line with this watch is that it features all of the characteristic elements of the WW.TC Chronograph. Since the early 2000s, something of a modern icon or standard for Girard-Perregaux. It pairs the world time complication, which I'm going to show you right here, so 24 time zones, AM/PM indication, and a simultaneous 24-hour display for each city, with an integrated Girard-Perregaux chronograph caliber, automatic winding, and a jump date. So you've got a lot of content going on here. Now what you do is you set your reference city I'm in Miami, so I'm going to set my reference city as New York because I'm on the eastern seaboard of the United States. And then once you set your time, your local time at center, you can read the hour next to any one of the cities of the world, look at the minute hand at center, and determine exactly what time it is in any of the time zones of the world simultaneously. Not a dual time watch, not a tri-time watch. This is a 24 time zone watch, and you never have to change a setting unless you change your reference city. The watch also features Girard-Perregaux's in-house movement based on the 3300 series. Now, in 1994, Girard-Perregaux did more than join up with Ferrari for co-branding. What it also did was launch its own family of in-house automatic movements, and one of those, the 3300 caliber, forms the base of this chronograph. Automatic winding, beautifully built entirely in-house in Le Chaux-de-Fonds by Girard-Perregaux. It features a 46-hour power reserve, and it's formed the basis for watches from manufacturers as prestigious as Bulgari, Harry Winston, and Vacheron Constantin, so it has a real high horology pedigree. You're getting a lot of content with this watch. Automatic winding with a 46-hour power reserve, so if you wear this watch frequently, you never really have to reset anything other than to adjust your current reference time, or local time I should say, as well as the date 5 times a year. This is a robust sports watch with a wonderful backstory, and if you are a fan of the Girard-Perregaux manufacturer, this is a great example of everything the manufacturer has done right in the modern era, integrated into a single definitive reference. And because these Girard-Perregaux Ferraris are becoming increasingly hard to come by, collectors are waking up to the fact that these were low production exclusive pieces built in a golden era for the Ferrari race team and the Ferrari road car catalog. People are going to look back on the 90s and the early 2000s with Michael Schumacher on the track and Luca Montezemolo at the helm of the road car company and say, you know what, those were as good as any of Enzo's years. And these watches are really symbolic and iconic of that. So there's a lot of collector interest here for fans of high horology as well as Ferrari. You can see this Girard-Perregaux for Ferrari F2003 Gianni Agnelli limited edition of 249 on our website watchyouwant.com, and if you so choose, you can wear or drive this Girard-Perregaux Ferrari home.